Guido Verbeck died in Tokyo in 1898, leaving behind a nation transformed, not just by science and technology, but by the steady example of a life lived in service, guided by faith and the pursuit of knowledge. Guido Verbeck's life offers a compelling vision of integration, where faith and scientific vocation are not separate spheres, but mutually enriching forces. For Verbeck, the pursuit of knowledge and the practice of faith were seamlessly intertwined. His engineering mindset informed his service, and his Christian convictions gave purpose and direction to his work in science and education. Guido Verbeck was born in Zeist, Netherlands, in 1830, into a quiet Moravian household. His early years were shaped by a steady, understated faith, more a part of the family's daily rhythm than a driving force in his ambitions. He was drawn to the world of engineering, fascinated by the order and possibility in science and mathematics. As a young man, he pursued studies in engineering and languages, and eventually sought opportunity in the United States, hoping to build a life through skill and diligence. It was there, in Arkansas, that Verbeck's life took an unexpected turn. Stricken by cholera, he found himself confronting mortality in a way he never had before. During his slow recovery, faith moved from the background to the foreground of his life. He began to see his survival as a calling, a sign that his life might serve a greater purpose. He resolved that if given strength, he would dedicate himself to service, wherever that might lead. That path led him, in 1859, to Nagasaki, Japan, at a time when the country was just opening its doors to the world. Verbeck arrived as a missionary, but quickly became much more. He began teaching English and Western sciences to students eager for knowledge. Many of these young men would become the architects of Japan's transformation. In his classroom, Verbeck introduced not only the English language, but also the principles of engineering, mathematics, and the scientific method. He explained the power of steam, the logic of Western medicine, and the structure of modern governments. His faith, now deeply personal, shaped his approach. Christianity was still banned in Japan, so Verbeck lived his beliefs quietly, focusing on service, integrity, and compassion. He translated the Bible in secret, cared for the sick, and became known for his humility and generosity. His reputation grew, and soon he was invited to advise Japanese officials on matters far beyond the classroom. Verbeck's expertise in engineering and science made him invaluable to a nation hungry for modernization. He recommended that Japan model its medical education on the German system and help design curricula that would form the backbone of the country's new universities. As head teacher of Keisei Gakko, what would become the University of Tokyo, he trained future leaders in both technical knowledge and ethical responsibility. He encouraged the government to send students abroad to learn from the world, but never lose sight of their own values. He also played a key role in the Iwakura mission, advising Japan's leaders to study Western institutions firsthand and to adopt what would serve their country best. Verbeck translated foreign constitutions and legal codes, helping Japan craft its own modern legal system. Through all of this, his faith remained a quiet but powerful guide, shaping his vision of progress as something that must be rooted in character as well as knowledge. When the ban on Christianity was lifted, Verbeck's faith could finally be expressed openly. By then, his life had already spoken volumes. He was honored by the emperor and beloved by generations of students. Guido Verbeck died in Tokyo in 1898, leaving behind a nation transformed, not just by science and technology, but by the steady example of a life lived in service, guided by faith and the pursuit of knowledge. In Japan, he became a bridge between worlds not just because of what he knew, but because of who he was. A person whose faith deeply motivated his scientific and educational efforts, and whose technical expertise enriched his life of faith.